People care so much more about your personal life than they do your work, and if you aren't open with your personal life, then they just make it up for you and share it for you.
Deliver something for a passionate group of people.
Yeah.
As someone who is so deeply passionate myself, I was so excited about that. I would so much rather have that than.
But I was like just tracking him down, and then I finally got to read the script, and the script was a thriller. So that was a little confusing to me because he's like such a funny director.
Blake Lively has built her career on being Hollywood's golden girl. Fashion icon, blockbuster star, and now beverage mogul with her brand Betty Buzz. But all that shine just got a major dent. Target, one of America's biggest retail giants, has quietly yanked Betty Buzz mixers off its shelves, and the whispers behind the move are explosive. Insiders claim this wasn't about poor sales or seasonal changes. It was about lawsuits, allegations, and a growing storm around Lively's business practices. When a retailer as massive as Target pulls out, it's never casual. It's a signal, and in this case, it screams trouble. The timing couldn't be worse. Lively has carefully cultivated Betty Buzz as a reflection of her own clean, glamorous lifestyle. Every bottle sold wasn't just a drink, it was a piece of her brand. Now with those bottles vanishing from store aisles, fans are asking whether the product's credibility just went down the drain. Losing Target isn't a hiccup. It's the kind of blow that can shake a celebrity business to its core. And the question everyone's asking is simple. Is this just the beginning of a much bigger unraveling? The headlines about Target pulling Betty Buzz from shelves are just the surface. Behind the scenes, a lawsuit has been simmering, and the accusations go straight for the jugular. Legal filings claim that Blake Lively's team misrepresented details about the brand, painting a picture of questionable marketing practices that could seriously undermine her credibility. For a celebrity brand, credibility is everything. Once it slips, sales aren't far behind. But that's not all. What makes this lawsuit so damaging is how it hits Lively's image as a savvy businesswoman. She's built Betty Buzz as an extension of herself. Clean, sophisticated, and trustworthy. Now, with accusations of manipulation in the air, the very foundation of that image is being shaken. Retail insiders say Target's move wasn't just business caution, it was a shield against being dragged into the courtroom spotlight. Without a marquee distributor like Target, Betty Buzz instantly loses the mainstream visibility smaller brands can only dream of. For Lively, the stakes are sky high. This isn't just about bottles on shelves. It's about the perception of honesty, power, and control. Once those slip away, no PR campaign can stitch them back together. The fallout is already gathering momentum. The public didn't wait long to weigh in. Within hours of the news breaking, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram were flooded with memes mocking Betty Buzz and speculation about Blake's role in the drama. Some fans leapt to her defense, insisting that celebrities are constantly targeted unfairly. But others saw the lawsuit as proof that her brand was built on smoke and mirrors. It gets even worse. When the internet smells blood, it doesn't let go. Hashtags started trending, side-by-side comparisons of Betty Buzz with rival products went viral, and gossip accounts churned out endless content, questioning how much of the brand was really Blake and how much was clever marketing spin. Even longtime supporters began asking whether the Golden Girl image had finally cracked. The impact of this online narrative war is brutal. Once credibility is lost in the court of public opinion, retailers, investors, and partners notice. Social media no longer just reflects the story, it shapes it. And right now, the story surrounding Lively is tilting in the wrong direction. What began as a PR problem is snowballing into a credibility crisis, one that could define the future of her entrepreneurial ventures. While Blake's brand was unraveling in the retail world, another headline started colliding with her story. Justin Baldoni, her former collaborator on It Ends With Us, was suddenly in his own legal battle. On the surface, the two cases were separate, but in the world of celebrity gossip, overlapping scandals fuse together fast, creating a storm no one can control. Things take an unexpected turn, because Baldoni's reputation is almost the opposite of Lively's. Where she's known as glamorous and calculated, he's often cast as earnest, socially conscious, and deeply committed to authenticity. That contrast matters. Fans who might give Blake the benefit of the doubt were now seeing Baldoni's name tied to similar whispers of manipulation and choosing sides. the headlines didn't just multiply, they collided. Suddenly, every article about Betty Buzz included a mention of Baldoni. Every piece about Baldoni's case threw Blake's name into the mix. And just like that, what could have been two isolated stories became one sprawling drama. For Betty Buzz, that connection made things worse. For Baldoni, it created an opening to frame himself as the victim of a much bigger Hollywood machine. Enter Disney, and the stakes go from serious to seismic. Reports surfaced that the entertainment giant wasn't just quietly observing Baldoni's dispute, they were backing him. In an industry where reputation is currency, having Disney on your side isn't just protection, it's validation. And here's where it gets wild. Disney's involvement suggests they see Baldoni not only as worth defending, but as someone they might invest in long-term. That means legal resources, PR expertise, and the full weight of one of Hollywood's most powerful empires working to clear his name. If Baldoni claims there were tampered documents, Disney's lawyers will ensure the best forensic experts in the business comb through every file. For Blake, that's devastating optics. She's losing retail partnerships while her rival is gaining institutional support. The imbalance is glaring. Target turns its back on her brand while Disney doubles down on him. It's the kind of asymmetry that tips narratives before evidence even enters the courtroom. The question isn't just whether Baldoni can win his case, it's whether Disney's endorsement makes him untouchable in Hollywood. Because once Disney bets on your side, the industry tends to follow. As Disney rallied behind Baldoni, Blake's legal team doubled down. For them, the case wasn't about PR spins or who had bigger allies. It was about one core issue: authenticity. Which records were real and which were tampered with? If Blake's documents held up under scrutiny, she could flip the narrative back in her favor. The reason this happened will shock you, because just when the courtroom fight seemed like a two-person war, Baldoni's wife entered the conversation. Breaking her silence, she offered her own version of events, painting Blake not as hesitant or pressured, but as enthusiastic and even bold during early production. She described Lively as excited about comedic scenes and daring costumes, suggesting her current objections were more about managing public opinion than artistic integrity. That testimony changed the tone. Suddenly, it wasn't just about legal filings and corporate backing, it was about personal accounts, memory, and credibility. Every new detail tilted the balance. For Blake, it meant her narrative could unravel if seen as reactionary rather than principled. For Baldoni, it meant his case gained a powerful voice from inside his own household, reshaping the story in ways evidence alone couldn't. As the tension built, whispers of a potential settlement began swirling. Disney, with its history of cleaning up messy disputes before they explode publicly, was rumored to be pushing Baldoni toward an agreement. Settling would protect him, protect Disney, and keep damaging details sealed away from fans and the press. And listen to this, Blake might not want a settlement at all. Insiders say she sees this case as bigger than a brand or even a paycheck. It's about her reputation. Walking away quietly would look like an admission of guilt. And if she truly believes her evidence is authentic, she may view public vindication as worth far more than any private deal. That divide sets the stage for a showdown. If the case goes to trial, digital forensics experts would be called in, examining emails, timestamps, and private communications for discrepancies. What sounds technical could turn into a media spectacle, with every casual message picked apart in court. For both stars, the stakes are existential. A quiet settlement might bury the details but leave questions hanging. A full trial could bring clarity, but at the cost of dragging both reputations through the mud. This isn't just another celebrity lawsuit, it's a battle with ripple effects across Hollywood. At the heart of it lies a deeper issue: how creative disputes, marketing strategies, and personal brands collide in an era where every move is judged online. Fans of It Ends With Us expected an emotional love story. Instead, they're watching legal fireworks threaten to overshadow the entire project. Things get even messier from here because this fight isn't about money alone. It's about integrity. If Blake loses, her credibility as an entrepreneur could evaporate overnight. If Baldoni fails to prove his claims, he risks being seen as someone who weaponized accusations to mask criticism. Either way, the industry is watching closely. The novel's themes, growth, love, honesty, were supposed to inspire. Now, they're tangled with courtroom narratives about manipulation, betrayal, and image control. Every leak, every rumor, every legal filing adds another layer to the chaos. Hollywood insiders warn that this battle could redefine how studios and brands handle celebrity-backed projects. Because in today's climate, one screenshot or one witness can flip an entire narrative. And right now, both stars are teetering on the edge of that cliff. With depositions looming and public opinion shifting daily, the future for both Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni is perilously uncertain. For Blake, salvaging Betty Buzz may require transparency, accountability, and perhaps even a full rebrand. For Baldoni, proving his claims could elevate him into Hollywood's most trusted inner circle, or shatter his career if they collapse. What came next surprised everyone, because even as lawyers sharpen their arguments, fans are locked in their own battle online. Team Blake insists she's being unfairly smeared, while Team Justin rallies around his authenticity. It's no longer just about two stars, it's about trust, loyalty, and the stories people choose to believe. The truth is barreling toward the surface, and once it hits, there will be no turning back. Will Betty Buzz recover from losing Target, or will it fade into the graveyard of failed celebrity brands? Will Baldoni's evidence stand up under digital forensics, or crumble under scrutiny? What's certain is that this isn't just a Hollywood squabble. It's a high-stakes showdown over power, perception, and integrity. And as both sides prepare for their next move, the entire industry is holding its breath, because the final act hasn't even started.